Good morning, everyone. For those who don't know me, my name is Anthony Brechkin, and I am incredibly honored to be standing before you as your Class of 2026 salutatorian. I'd like to begin by welcoming and thanking all of the students, families, teachers, staff, and distinguished guests for joining us today. Thank you for being here to celebrate this incredible moment with us. And as we prepare to enter this next chapter of our lives, I'd like you to take a moment and ponder on the question, what is the meaning of life? Really take a moment and think about it. What is the meaning of life? It's a question that many of us have encountered at some point over our past 4 years, whether it be in a philosophy discussion, a religion class, or simply during one of those times when life felt a little bigger than ourselves. And when that question was asked, I'm sure that many ideas rushed to mind. Some may have thought of faith, of fame, of money, of family, of happiness, and leaving an imprint on this world. And yet, it's a question that very few of us, if any one of us at all, had an answer to. In fact, I'm sure that the many of us in this room still don't have an answer to that question that we are truly satisfied with. Perhaps it was such a challenging question because, well, we ourselves have experienced so little of what life has to offer. So let us scale down this question, what is the meaning of life, into one that our graduating class may be a little more familiar with. What was the meaning of high school? To answer that question, perhaps we should start at the beginning. 4 years ago, many of us were greeted by a Connect warrior at orientation and walked through the Loyola doors for the very first time. I still remember that day like it was yesterday, excited yet overwhelmed with all the possibilities these next 4 years would offer. We didn't know what classes we had. We didn't know who our closest friends would become. We didn't know what clubs we'd join, what passions we'd discover, or what paths we'd eventually choose to pursue. Yet somewhere in between that first orientation day and this graduating ceremony, something changed. We found friendships where we once saw strangers. We found passions where we never knew we had. Little by little, through thousands of ordinary moments, we began writing the stories that brought us into these seats today. And as we wrote those stories, we all found a meaning, a purpose at high school. For some, it was the late night hours spent studying for that perfect grade. For others, it was the pursuit of excellence through our incredible sports, clubs, and academic competitions offered. Some found it through faith, service, and volunteering. Others through Culture Fest, Schism, Co-op, and in the incredible opportunities Loyola offers for people to discover who they truly want to become. And so, as we close out this high school journey together, you'll notice that everyone's answer to the meaning of high school was a different answer. Everyone experienced high school in a different, unique way. Yet despite our different experiences, there are certain lessons that unite us all. The one test we couldn't study hard enough for, through which we learned time management. That last sports game we played as warriors, through which we learned to cherish our limited time. The friends we made by stepping outside our comfort zones and approaching new circles, even when it felt intimidating. What Loyola gave us was an invaluable sandbox to try, iterate, and try again. And because each one of us chose to explore that road differently, we all found meaning in different places. And maybe that's the lesson that high school was trying to teach us all along. There was never one correct way to experience these past 4 years. There was never one activity, one achievement, or one path that gave high school meaning. And if that's true for high school, perhaps it's true for life as well. Maybe the meaning of life isn't something waiting to be universally discovered. Maybe it's something waiting to be individually created. Maybe, just maybe, the meaning of life is to give life meaning. In a few months, we'll all head in our different directions. Some of us will move far away from home, some will begin careers, apprenticeships, or university, and some still aren't entirely sure what's next. And that's okay. Because success isn't about following somebody else's script, it's about writing your own. And if the meaning of life is to give life meaning, then perhaps our greatest responsibility isn't to simply live, but to make our lives count. So warriors, I call you to love deeply, to laugh often, to chase things that scare you, and to leave places better than you found them, and to become people your younger selves would be proud of. And when one day we look back on these stories we wrote, I hope that we can say that we didn't simply go through life, we gave it meaning. Thank you, everybody.